So moving to chapter number 3, we talk about this product called Forestwood, which is a growing family needs. Remember, right sizing for the family, within budget, do not over leverage, near key school, and time your exit to the family milestone. So it's within proximity of Serangoon MRT train station, 360 meters apart. And with that, if you look at Forestwood, in terms of reputable primary school, there is Mary Stella and also the MGS as well, PLMGS as well, Paya Lebar Methodist Girls School. And from a price perspective, we are using 750 square feet to 1,500 square foot unit for comparison. We saw how prices climb from fourth quarter 2016, which is the launch period, all the way to first quarter 2023 at 1,857 per square foot. This effectively went up by 35% and an annualized growth of 5.5%. Okay, so bringing it into greater context, we see the annualized gain and also the total gain. We're going to bring in another development called 3 Residences that launched around the same period. And 3 Residences is near the urban transformation planning area of the Paya Lebar Sub-Regional Center, okay, that we see a lot, and we call it the Paya Lebar Quarters as well. So it's about 910 meters away from the MRT, okay, so this is basically longer distance to the MRT comparing to Forestwood to Serangoon. And reputable school-wise is not really, it's just Geylang Methodist Primary School, it's just a normal average school. And when we talk about the proximity, not just proximity, sorry, the price appreciation, it was only going up by almost $250 per square foot only, from 1,400 PSF to $1,658 per square foot. Why is this so? Okay, if you look at the total gain is 18.2%, half of what we have at Forestwood. Annualized gains was only 2.9%. Very importantly, if you compare the two development, okay, even though it's 224 meter to Aljunied MRT and 910 meters to Paya Lebar MRT, they have 2 MRTs, and for Serangoon interchange as well, 2 MRTs as well, very similar. The number of units is what matters. If you look at 3, it has only 250 units, half the size of what we have at Forestwood. Okay, and again, you learn that don't buy anything less than 280 units. Right now, you know why. That doesn't mean that it doesn't grow. It just means that it doesn't grow as much. Your money doesn't work harder for you. Okay, and school-wise is pretty much similar. One is Mary Stella. Okay, rather not really similar, but Forestwood has more reputable primary school, whereas for 3 Residences, only Geylang Methodist, which is our average school, and Kong Hwa as well. So for investment only, we're going to bring out this development called Sterling Residences. It's near the nearby business park with strong rental yield and low maintenance because it's 1,200 to 1,400 over units, if I could remember, and of course having that exit strategy in mind. So it's about 300 meters to the Queenstown MRT train station and within 2 km of the One North Business Park. In terms of primary school-wide, there isn't much within the area, even though it's a residential precinct. But when you look at how its prices was 1,700 plus per square foot back in 2018 third quarter, the price actually went up to about $2,200 per square foot in year 2023. In fact, this is one of the first few development that TOP, even the launch happened in 2018. Okay, so they had that first mover advantage, so to speak. So there's a 25% gain or 5.2% gain over a short period of 5 years. So one of the main reasons is also because it's under the Dover Knowledge District as well. So first exit, which is 2023, that we have pointed out last time round, which is correct. And the next exit, if you own a property in Sterling or within the Queenstown area, it will be 2027, all right? And the next few exit will be 2030 and 2040 onwards. So even in terms of strong rental yield, the small units are getting very high rental yield of 5.1% in today's context. In fact, the 600 to 700 square foot unit sizes enjoy 5,000 over dollars in rental per month, and there were 43 rental contracts done, showing a very strong upside and demand for its development. Okay, total transaction, this is based on resale transaction, we also see 11 units done. And how is this so? Okay, again, because of the fact that it is near the business park, right? Okay, so over here we're going to bring in another development that is nearby that was launched around the same period as well. And this development is called Margaretville. Okay, if you look at the price comparison and also the timeline at the bottom, which is 2018 to 2022, same period, prices were basically launched at 1,874 per square foot, which is not too far off from Sterling, but its so-called selling prices were only about 2,145 per square foot. Okay, and that is only an annualized gain of 3% with 14.5% capital gain. So moving into comparison again, both are basically near MRT, but for Sterling, it is a lot more closer, 300 meters. But for Margaretville, it's almost 700 meters apart. And one has 309 units comparing to the other at 1,259. Here you see that the 4 times bigger in supply actually created that momentum for price appreciation. So back then when we were launching this product, which is Sterling Residences, there were some that says that, hey, so many units here, will it create oversupply? Will it also then dampen rental? Okay, but in this instance, you could tell that the bigger unit actually created that volume that gives you that catalyst for price appreciation. And this is important, okay? Don't just buy a property because of the fact that you want privacy. Privacy, it will work if you buy into the so-called Orchard Prime area, because people who buy those locations wants privacy, okay? That's a very different way of investment already. In fact, those are under intrinsic value already. For urban transformation strategy, you want to make sure that there is a lot more so-called units in the development, and that will create that catalyst for your growth, okay? And then of course, the primary school wise within the area is not that fantastic. And more importantly is the proximity to business park. So you could see that just now when we put up the screen also, the smaller unit actually enjoy higher so-called gains as well as rental yield. And even it comes to demand of transaction activity, the 2 bedrooms, the 1 bedroom has a higher resale transaction volume. So when we compare these two, you give a better sensing as well in terms of the visual. Sterling is basically very close to Queenstown MRT, and Margaretville basically 700 meters apart. Okay, so one at 24.5 and one at 14.5. It doesn't mean that it doesn't really, you will lose money. It just means that you make lesser.